All right, I know I said I was done with updates, but we might as well show this off one more time before this rain shows back up. So I just mowed underneath here real quick because over the next couple of days, we're actually gonna use this a little, even though it's not complete, do a little cooking and smoking out here. Since this isn't gonna be a hangout on the river weekend with a tropical storm on us, we're just gonna kind of hang around here and do some cooking, and we're gonna show that off on the channel. So here's the barn and where we're at right now. So they've got all the lean-to tin up, all this side of the building tin up. They started on the other side before they knocked off for the weekend. So they were close, but they've still got to come back and do quite a bit. So got to come back and do the ridge cap. And they're doing this in a way I have never seen before. But I don't care as long as it gets done right. You can see that the 2x6 purlins are actually sticking out past the tin. That tin right here is not screwed down on the very edge. And I see that they put screws in the top and pulled a string, which the string's blowed over there right now, to get the tin perfectly straight. I don't know why they didn't do that to the 2x6s, but what it looks like to me is they're obviously going to come back and either slide that piece of tin out, I don't know if it's not screwed down at all, and cut the 2x6s back, or I don't know how they're going to do it, but for sure you're not going to leave untreated wood sticking out from the tin like that. So curious to see how they finished that and why they did it in such a way. I've still got pressure treated 1x6 drip edge out there, so that still has to go up. So I would say they have another couple days. Got to put dirt around the post, and I'm trying to figure this one out. Because the concrete was poured so high, which I did ask them to fill the holes, but it's poured a little high. Some of it's above ground level, so I'm probably going to have to come out here with a sledgehammer and bust it, but I'm kind of waiting to see if that's something they're going to do, how they're going to finish it. I don't mind mounding a little dirt up to each post, you know, to cover up the concrete, but I'm not going to have big mounds out here that I have to drive over in between the posts. So I have been out here picking up screw after screw after screw. If y'all have had anything built, you know how that goes. So I picked them all up that I could see to not get in my lawnmower tires. And now that this is nice and mowed low, I think I'm going to run a big magnet across it and see if I can pick up some more. And then once they complete the building, I'll do that again. But we're getting there. I mean, this should give you a good idea what it looks like. So, real big barn, lots of storage, and I can park stuff far enough up underneath it that blowing rain shouldn't get too much wet. So, I'm really looking forward to being able to use this. This magnet's nice. It'll save you. Well, the barn is already serving its purpose, keeping me and a couple things out of the rain. So this is going to be an ongoing thing all weekend. We got the tropical storm here. It's out coming through the Gulf, and we're getting bands off of it. I don't expect no crazy wind or nothing like that. Just a lot of rain is what they're calling for, which is not a bad thing because we have been in a pretty bad drought. We've just been, I don't know, a little bowl right here around us. I'm watching it rain constantly over the last few weeks, just 10, 15, 20 miles from us. But we have just not been getting it. It's extremely dry. I was actually going to reuse some of that grass around the building that you see me scoop up and haul off. It was already burnt to a crisp and dead. I might could have brought it back, but I found it easier just to go out there and put out some of that grass seed. So all this rain, we don't get heavy rain, shouldn't wash the grass seed away, and it'll do it some good, help bring that whole area back. So we'll start building the walls for the storm shelter here before long, and I'll probably build and laminate them inside, especially once I get some equipment out of my shop and out here. And we'll start on the storm shelter. That'd be a pretty fun series. I was going to mow this pasture. It's getting extremely thick to the point that it's going to start being hard to mow. But there is just millions of grass seeds out there. This little camera won't pick it up, but everything is done bloomed out into peace signs out there, and there's seeds everywhere. So that's the only good thing about letting this bahia grow. So I'm kind of overseed the field. But I've got to jump on that before long. Just can't mow in all this wet weather. This rain's going to allow us to go get down on the food plot, disc that in, so I'm looking forward to that. And if they don't get rained out here next week, this barn will be done. We're going to move all this junk in here, get it better organized. I'm tired of looking at all that out there. It looks disgusting. Put some more grass seed down, smooth all that out, and start establishing a yard right there. So lots of little projects coming up. This barn's going to have plumbing and wiring, just all kinds of stuff like that. So we'll start getting more away from the daily update videos and gardening videos and start getting more into projects. So I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for all the kind feedback for the cooking. While we didn't, set no records with views, a lot of positive comments. So this weekend we're actually going to get out here and smoke and cook some meat. What else can you do in all this rain right here? And we'll have a couple more recipes coming. Thanks so much for watching.